Hey guys, Luxker here. On April 1st, the Xenoblade 3 art book, Aionios Moments, has released. This book is basically the culmination of every design, concept, and planning of every single thing in Xenoblade 3. Over 400 pages for this matter. The art book not only contains concept art, but all of the battle, campfire, and affinity scene dialogue from every side quest in the game, and interviews from the art designers Saito and Shoko. But Tetsuya Takahashi and other Monolith Soft directors and staff have chipped in to answer any remaining questions and theories people have. I will go over that last portion in a later video, because the book, as you can tell, isn't fully translated into English yet, and a fan group is hard at work to translate the whole thing for us, which would take more or less a couple weeks to translate properly into English. For this video, I want to take a look at all the concept art that we can look at in the art book and find any important details here in this special episode on Xenoblade 3 updates, back from its nearly 2-year hiatus. If you like this video and want to watch more from me, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to see more Xenoblade updates like this one. Let's go ahead and start with the cover of the art book, which portrays Noah and Mio embracing each other. When we go to the back of the book and open the cover, you'll see Noah and Mio kissing each other. It's incredibly sweet in general, along with all other designs used for the official art for the physical OST box and collector's editions. There's also just art of the art book cover in the book itself, and a Mio scale figure design done by Masatsugu Saito. Let's go on to the character design concepts, which perhaps has some of the most interesting things in general about the art book itself. First up is Mio, where a rough concept of Mio shows an Aegis core on her chest, which was likely there for testing what the core crystal should be like on Mio's chest, since she is the daughter of Numa after all. The same rough concept art shows a ribbon that is similar to what Miyabi has on her hair as well, which I find is a very cute sign of a life however long friendship. This was then replaced with the red ribbon of Fate in the final version. Speaking of that ribbon, we can see that the strand that the ribbon is tied onto can wrap around her whole head, showing the length of the braid in concept. There's also concept art of her taking off her shirt to reveal her bra, and that's something you would see any day. Moving on to Uni, I can honestly say that her expression when she is flustered is just so adorable. Like, pretty much all the expression sheets for all the characters are just so amazing. All done by Masatsugu Saito ever since the Xenoblade 2 art book. Uni's Ouroboros form also shows that the gun she uses is actually a part of her arm that it just really kind of looks weird to me for some reason. Next is Lance, which I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but when he has the Rhine outfit on, for some reason the people at Monolith Soft decided to give him a render with the same exact pose as Ryan's official render from Xenoblade Definitive Edition. I find this so funny for some reason. And then for Senna, there's a naked concept art of her. It's mainly there to show the ether lines, but I am still blurring this portion out for YouTube's case. When we go on to the heroes in the art book, there isn't really much to say about them. They just show the characters, and that's pretty much it. Although once in a while, characters will have different render portraits from their official render, namely with Monica, where I have no idea why, but they gave her the eye patch face to be in for her official art, and put a portrait without the eye patch on the next page. I just find that a little bit counterintuitive. We then go to Sagiri, where it is confirmed that she has a term mark under her bang all along. The Pharaon she also pilots used to have a different color at one point in development as well. And now we move on to the queens, and Melia! Oh man, oh man, oh man. She was treated so well in this art book. We will get to that later in the art book though, but as you have seen on the official art pages, there's always a background symbol that refers to the colony, Pharaonis, or feature of the world they are commanding. Melia, on the other hand, has Maneth rings behind her. Like, literal Maneth rings. Can Melia look more amazing in her official art than she already is? The concept art of the Queen outfit also gives her a better look at the veil she has over her head, that was shown off in the Collector's Edition art book. I personally find this so much clearer than what we got. With Nia, we don't really have much besides a concept of her hair going just above the shoulders, instead of a pyro-like bob look to her style. Moving on to other important characters and expansion pass characters, Guernica, like Monica, also has different portraits for him having an eye patch and goggles that we have never even get to see. Noah and Mio's child is also shown to be a character in disguise, in Noah's visions of the past and during the final boss fight. Some NPCs like some people from Yesterdale and the city look like they came from various characters throughout the series, namely Pandoria and Sharla. Masha shows a concept of her with an eye patch, which is something you rarely see by players because they all have played the game up to that point and have already finished Chapter 5 before she was even released as DLC. A had shorter hair in the concept design, which I gladly prefer the final design in general. Niall's concept pages also show a render of her getting possessed by Alpha. Also, I find this really cool. Pretty much all of the characters that were shown off in Future Redeemed have a really unique way of how they battle, each carrying a lot of energy to them. Matthew can literally terraform his gauntlets and pick up huge boulders with ease a la Lance. Rex and Glimmer love spinning their weapons around like a helicopter. Niall just straight up shoots off multiple blasts repeatedly, using the sword as sort of a whip. Nickel shoots out projectiles everywhere but loose, and the impact of the force of the weapons fits. And finally, to wrap up the character art, let's talk about some interesting things about the consoles. Dirk has a more casual outfit than what we got in the final version, with it looking more like a jacket than an actual console outfit. We have a better look at what M looks like in her official art, because it originally looked cut off in the hair area. We also get a chance to show that under her console outfit, she has the same exact core crystal as Mio does, giving into the fact that consoles not only keep their humanoid facial features when transforming into a console, but model structures like core crystal are also intact. We get to have a better look at O and P's faces, with O looking more Agnian in origin while P is Kavesi origin. Now let's talk about the world designs, which are admittedly kind of cool to look at, but there's a lot of context around them that we can only glean from if we learn Japanese. But we can still go over a huge chunk of them. One such notable detail is that in the Queen's Chambers, aka Melia's bedroom, it contains Lucky 7 instead of the Manala Rex on the wall, possibly done to have it in line with Future Connected, because both swords were developed around the same time, with the ending not having been finished yet. There are also numerous scrapped concepts and Pharaonises for each area. I will go over some of the more notable ones that Xenoblade fans can recognize. A fallen arm area with a Pharaonis that is in the area where the hidden village was. A colony on top of a submerged Gormott head. A colony located directly under Gour Plain Spires with its own ether mine. A colony with its own Pharaonis surrounded by multiple islands in the sky. A hobbit-looking Pharaonis colony. Multiple snake Pharaonises. Literal Alchemoth as an area. The decrepit Moradane Titan, and a concept of a Yesterdale-looking area. Now let's talk about the object designs. Some of the most important things we can take away are the conversion charts for the Kavesian and Agnian languages that pull into the English alphabet. We also have a better look at the term marks and how many years they represent in the cycle. There is also the design of the flutes used by all 4 of our main Offseers in Xenoblade 3. All of them have a lot of detail going into them that we already know very well. The angelic looking Pharaonis from Origin looks incredibly awesome in the artwork. Literally just a giant machine ripped straight out of Xenogears or something. For weapon designs, Kamuravi's weapon has a slight color change to it, while Melia's World Ender going through a slight design change that makes it similar to the Protect staff from Xenoblade 1. And finally, we get an official look at the chibis from the expansion pass, including Future Redeemed. Final section we will talk about is all the concept art that was exclusively shown in the extra section of the art book. Let's start off with the Ouroboros gang. who all don't have a consistent color scheme in which they use it to be in Kavesi or Agnian. Senna's beta design looks even more similar to Bridget, with the twin bun hairstyle and the rose on her shirt coming from the weapon Bridget uses in Xenoblade 2. Uni has a leather jacket design similar to Tyrea. Tyon has a huge afro, but was unfortunately whitewashed in the Veda version. Noah's outfit looks rad as hell with the big poofy red jacket. Lance's pants are also a bit different, but nothing much about him has changed compared to the final version. And Mio has a sleeker look with an outfit similar to Ellie from Xenogears. We will talk about her in a second, but... Oh my gosh, Melia has 2 beta designs? What? That's right. My favorite character ever, Melia, has 2 designs I used in the final product. One has a more robotic looking appearance with goofy looking shoulder pads, with rainbow colored Telethia wings similar to Numa's as a matter of fact. The other design had her outfit's colors taken from her original design, even coming with a bonnet cap, which, I'm going to say it, these caps just fit Smelia so well. Why couldn't we have our beloved queen just wear one of them at least? My gosh. Anyways, enough Melia gushing. We have a few concepts for Mio. One with mid-length hair going down to her elbows, and a long braid that looks very similar to a certain nurse from Gensokyo. This design is actually similar to what we have seen in concepts from the scale of the world that was shown in the Collector's Edition art book. Also, Mio didn't have cat ears in these versions. How sad. There are also concept art for the Ouroboros forms. One of Noah's Sword of Origin looking much thinner than usual. Some other miscellaneous concept designs are that Dirk had bluish skin like the Indoline people. He has a snake tongue and a decapitation scar, which is done as a way to show the pain of someone who got decapitated in the past after being reborn. No core crystal on Dirk either, so the Mithra Kid theory is out, Dirk Nation! Kamuravi had a dark colored costume that could have made him a Kavesi commander instead of an Agnian originally. He also has a flesh eater core crystal too. Yorn was also way thinner than he was in the final version, and kind of looks like a femboy to me. It's pretty interesting. And with that, that's all the interesting concept art that I can find. Let me know in the comments section if I have missed anything. Otherwise, we are pretty much done here. So thank you all for watching. Our next video on the art book will be talking all about the interesting lore bits that were talked about in the art book, with me discussing with a guest what we want to talk about. And that guest is... Luxcalibur. So please look forward to that discussion in the next few weeks. Until next time, see you on the other side!